do this again. It's so organic.
Dude.
Cut out so many seconds of good audio. Welcome back
You blame
to
me.
this
Fucking
week
A.
of Between Two Dudes. Just me and Dylan, no James.
I'm here, damn it.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
So he's over there. He's doing Google stuff today. AJ's he's fired.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
He
He's
had to
not.
go to
He's-
another realm to conquer like a god or something.
Yeah, he had shit to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he had god shit to
Which,
do.
yeah, we all have lives, so sometimes we miss the episode. That is
Yeah.
fine.
I almost bailed out today, too.
Yeah, it's okay.
I got a sty under this eye. You could probably not see it. Doesn't matter. But I'm
Yeah.
self-conscious about it, so it's whatever.
Whatever. So, anyways, there's some things I definitely need to talk about on the podcast. I know a lot of our viewers do come from YouTube, but if you're on YouTube and you actually prefer Spotify, we're on there as well, actually. So just look us up on there, subscribe, do the Spotify stuff. I don't know what they do, but because of something like Buzzsprout, we're able to do things like this. And Buzzsprout is kind of our platform we use to get our podcast out to the world. Not only does it kind of show you your background analytics, your views on each platform, but it also puts you on other platforms like Spotify. And yeah, I'm not reading the script. We're off the script now. I know what it is. Let's create something great together. Buzzsprout.
Great.
So, to start this off, it looks like James pulled up a video of Bullfrog Battle Royale.
Yeah.
It's on BBC Earth.
The mating game.
I actually watch BBC Earth a lot.
Yeah,
in my
I
free time.
love that shit.
I was scrolling through TikTok, and here I find these fucking rednecks out here fucking. Well, you never heard nothing till you seen frog wrestling. I'm like,
Okay.
all right, I gotta check this out, dude.
Yeah, frog wrestling then.
And when you...
Whoa!
Yeah.
Immediate, like, mouth.
David Attenborough is my favorite.
Damn.
Three-toed sloth.
Wow.
You ever heard them at night?
Yeah.
It's fucking aggressive.
Yeah, I
as
grew up
shit.
in,
Yeah,
I grew up
no.
in rural Kansas.
I forgot we all had the same kind of childhood.
These guys are cool.
I've always wanted to go frog hunting.
I used to have a frog pet. I'll tell you about it.
Really?
Yeah. So these
What
guys
kind of
just-
wet grasslands is this?
So their style of fighting looks like they just try to bite each other's heads off, but like no one's successful
Look at that cake.
because you just can't.
I don't think they could bite.
I was going to say, I don't think their bite force is enough. I don't know how.
It
Like, how do
isn't.
they hurt each other? How do you know
I
who
don't-
wins?
I don't know. I'm not a frog.
Some
Yep.
motherfucker.
I fought a dude over a female
Oh,
once.
do they have two little teeth on the bottom of their jaw?
Looked kinda
Yeah,
like
there they
this.
are.
Yeah, they got little fangs. It looks like.
Ouch.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Okay. Well, I guess their underjaw is soft, so you're trying to get underneath
Interesting.
and flip them. You just flip that, dude.
Flip him.
Yeah. There we go. Even fatal. So yeah. Oh yeah.
That was judo.
Yeah.
Yo,
so-
These
dude.
frogs know judo. He got an underhook in.
dude. Those two little bottom teeth are what's up.
I bet this would be
Oh, shit.
so hard to just fight all of your friends in a pool.
Yeah. For the one girl that's there.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but like I'm not when it comes to like a girl's attention, I'm not here to compete.
No.
Like either you like me or you don't.
Yeah.
I like you
Yeah.
or I don't. But I'm not
100%.
Oop.
I'm not like
Go there.
competing with other guys.
Yeah, fuck
No,
that.
but that's interesting. I don't think I've seen bullfrogs fucking duke it out like that. I don't even think they had teeth like that.
I used to have a pet bullfrog, kind of. So, basically, when I lived in Osawatomie, my parents decided to like dig out like a fountain,
Yeah.
and they got like one of those fountains you can get from like Home Depot or something. You
Yeah,
can put
like
in
a
your
little
front lawn.
It's like a little koi pond type thing.
Yeah, it was really cool until they just stopped taking care of it.
Yeah.
And it just like they never turned it on anymore, and it just became like still water with a bunch of leaves in it
Yeah.
and like disgusting mess in our front lawn.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to talk shit, but that's just what happened. So because of that, all sorts of things would go into our front yard.
Oh yeah.
And one of those things was bullfrogs. So occasionally throughout the years, there would be a bullfrog that would just live in my pond up front. And I would like it scared the shit out of me the first time because I went over there one day thinking like, I bet something's in here. You know, like I bet because we leave this the fuck alone, like something is alive in here. So I start swishing around with a stick, and this little head pops up, and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? And it's just a bullfrog. And so he tries to sink and like swim away from me, but he's in like a tub basically.
Yeah.
So I get him out, and like that guy was my best friend for the next couple weeks.
What happened at the end of the couple weeks?
He eventually disappeared. Probably my brother, or just a neighbor dog, something like that. But definitely the first thought is my brother. He likes making animals disappear.
He's one of those kids.
I hope he watches that.
Yeah.
Mating occurs in the water. Okay.
How did you keep him for 2 weeks in the house or like?
No. I would let him like that was his home.
Oh, so I would put him back in the pond.
Yeah. Once I was done playing with him, I'd put him back. But I would bring him onto the trampoline with me. I would like.
How high can you jump?
I would bring my friend Jacoby over, and we would like play with this bullfrog. I don't know what I named him. Probably like Greg or something. Yeah. Whoa.
Come on.
That's not what we were expecting, right?
I've never seen frog dick. It must have
I did. That's fucking random. Oh man.
Yeah, what's that about?
I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
But anyways, the guy eventually, like that bullfrog either moved on because it was like, I hate playing with this kid every day,
Probably.
or a dog got it, probably, or
Especially out there.
etc. Who knows? But yeah, I know it was really cool because in that time, like I was like still a kid, and like I learned a lot about frogs.
Yeah.
Just from like fucking with this frog for weeks.
Well, I used to go catch snakes barehanded all the time. That's why we talked like copperheads last week. I like would catch copperheads. We'd flip over since we all had like a dead-end street that backed up to a state park. So it was just like, and everyone had like a 3-acre plot. So they're big plots, and the majority of the backyards were like wooded areas. And then the way that the street was about like, I don't know, a quarter mile from the front of the street to the back was a creek that ran along everybody's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So it was perfect. And then you just go find like random shit like car hoods flipped over, and you flip them, and there's like 50 garter snakes. And I would read all the books and check out all the snake books at school. And then it kind of ended when I caught a copperhead, and I put it in a box that I thought I broke its neck with a stick.
Ooh.
And so I was like, fuck yeah.
Nope.
So my mom gets home, and I'm like all proud. I'm probably 12. Or 11. I had a babysitter still at the time, so which means my brother wasn't even old enough to look after me. So probably 11. And I like went to proudly show her the snake, and then she was like, I don't know what she thought, but like she instantly was like, ooh, I think she thought it was fake or like a joke. I was like trying to go with it because I was a kid. But I saw his neck wasn't cranked anymore, and it moved, and I was like, it's fucking, like it's a fucking copperhead. And she got so mad. But I was like, I told you, you just didn't think it was real. And also, sorry, I thought I killed it. As you put your hand in a box with a venomous snake that I caught when I was 11.
Didn't bite her though?
No, hell no. I yelled at her before because I saw it move, and I was like, no, never mind. Like, also, I didn't think she was going to just like lean in to try to grab it.
Yeah. Dude,
so that was the end of my snake career. But yeah, I had pet snakes. You remember?
Snakes are actually surprisingly harder to kill than you'd think.
Yeah.
Like without any tools.
Yeah.
That is.
Right.
Like if you just have sticks or something. Sorry, I was a bad kid. I just fucked with snakes.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean,
like
you could swing it around and beat its head in the ground. I mean,
yeah, but
that's about the only way, and that's still
that's
not
foolproof.
That's what I'm saying. It's
That
like
is
you can
not
knock a snake out and think it's dead, like I did basically.
Right. Yeah,
and it just is like it's all good. It's after like an hour.
Yeah, you really kind of have to cut the head off.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
really the only way.
if you got like some thick old work boots on you, you can smash that fucking head in.
Depending on the snake.
Yeah.
Oh, me and my brother.
That's the thing.
Steel
Me and my
toe
brother
boots.
found like a 6-foot black rat snake.
Ooh.
Those are
And my mom's
durable.
Durable. And my mom
Those
freaked
are
out, and it
durable.
like I went and grabbed it, which is hilarious because it was bigger than me. And me and my brother took it down to the end of the street, which were like big boulders that they set up in front of the gates of the state park so that you couldn't drive back there. And we just like draped it on there, took pictures with this old slide-up phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think I just let homeboy go. But I was like always so fascinated. I didn't want to let him go. But my mom was like,
Yeah.
but it was fun. It's just But yeah, snakes were
same
cool.
way with turtles.
No, but like the pet snakes I had were at my dad's, and like I remember at a birthday party.
Yeah, I remember we played like hide and seek in the basement and shit.
Yeah. But at think it was probably at that birthday party, Grant Roach was over, and like I just came down with it, and like he just turned and saw it and went boop, and I was like, what the fuck? Like now I gotta go fucking search for this dude, which could be anywhere in my house now.
Like booped your snake? Like
Yeah, like
it?
slapped it out of my hand. I scared him because I didn't like give him a warning. I mean, you knew I had a snake.
You know Grant, yeah,
Yeah, different Grant, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know this Grant.
he's a fun guy.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
fun
I don't
guy.
believe
He's
it.
cool, dude. But
He's got a badass basement, a little man cave with 2 TVs and a pool table.
so what happens when you
Where did he go to school?
Mill Valley.
Oh, that makes sense.
His dad owns a construction company.
Yeah, and he was a race car driver.
Yeah. Pretty
Race
interesting
car
family.
driver.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. We used to go to kindergarten together. I used to go over to his house, and his mom would like spike our hair up and shit.
He lives right by James in that same neighborhood.
I don't know. He doesn't live there no more.
No more, but
He lives in DeSoto. Yeah, at the time he was street behind
He's
me.
in DeSoto now?
Yeah,
Interesting.
up the street from Schneider's old house.
Oh, okay.
I always
Wicked.
wanted to be a race car driver.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like the
Yeah.
dirt track shit, too.
Oh,
like the
yeah.
actual fun shit.
Yeah.
Those are. Have you ever been to one of those?
Yeah. No, fuck yeah.
Okay.
So
dude.
Grant
The ones
was
with
in
the big-ass
go-karts
wings on
since he was
top?
little.
Sprint cars.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So much more fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, people underestimate races. Like, I've been to NASCAR races at the Speedway. They're not bad to just sit there and watch the fucking cars because of the sound, and there's always a fucking wreck.
Yeah.
There's
There's always a wreck. That's why I like dirt track races though, is because like every
more
single
fun.
race has a wreck.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like
And they're gnarlier.
and they're gnarlier. The track's shorter, so the races are shorter, which is
Motocross races?
good.
Oh,
Motocross races are sick too.
yeah.
I watched this motocross race at a Kemper once.
Dude, one of my buddies was in a race at Kemper.
So
That's cool.
they were doing like there was this one big fucking ramp in the race where like they would go up like 20 feet.
Yeah,
and
the
then go down.
Supercross ramp.
It was crazy. But one dude goes up,
Yeah.
goes down, and the other dude's so close behind him that he comes down directly on top of him.
Dude, I've seen
And
that too many times. Like,
It looked like that guy died.
yeah.
But what happened was, first off, it was like the coolest energy I'd ever felt in the stadium because it felt like all of the air got sucked out.
Yeah.
Because everybody just went at the same time.
Yeah.
And everything got quiet. And the
weird.
race kept going.
Yeah.
But you had these guys like come out real quick, kind of pull them off the track. The guy who like got literally probably about 1,000 pounds of metal and human being
Yeah.
just dropped on top of him, gets up like nothing happened, and
See,
just walks off the race. I
They're
was
all wearing
"What?"
like back protection, which back protection, like thick kind of spinal shit.
yeah,
Like you would if you're fucking drag racing a street bike.
yeah.
But that would be one of my biggest fears is like a dude lands on top of you, that's just gonna break your neck, tear
Yeah.
you up.
Dude, it looked like death.
Yeah.
It looked bad.
This
happened recently.
yeah. I remember. Okay, so this is the first triple backflip ever performed on a dirt bike. I remember watching the first double backflip
Yeah.
on TV live
Yeah.
when Travis Pastrana did it.
Yeah.
And so when I saw this shit, like my inner child came out,
Yeah.
and it was like
So I grew up loving Nitro Circus.
Oh,
and
yeah.
fucking Jackass.
Fantasy Factory,
Fantasy
anything that had
Factory.
anything to do with that shit.
So that's been my dream my
too.
whole life, is to have a little compound, a little playground of my own.
It's
Just
exactly the dream,
like Pastrana Land.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
dude. That looks so intensely fun.
Yeah.
It does.
This
Especially
really
like
does.
growing up, like I used to ride all the time too.
Same.
But like now over here, it's like this is not feasible. Look at this shit, dude. The amount of balls to commit to that. That's like,
It's hard to
That's
throw
like
around a
80
dirt bike
feet.
like that.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like I've ridden.
Look how close he gets to smoking the side right there too.
Yeah. Like
Look how hype it is.
I rode around on a little
Ooh.
Honda 100 for the longest time, and
Oh my god.
jeez.
That last flip was so slow
Yeah.
too compared to the first.
Oh.
Well, see, that's the thing too. Is like that's what's funny. Like, so going off diving boards, like, so when you flip, it happens so fast, and you're basing it off color of the ground and the sky.
Yeah.
And just knowing when to finish off the last one. You know what I mean? So to end the spin. So to do that while fucking cradling 1,000 pounds of metal in between your legs at the same time. And also, from like the beginning of the original ramp, from the bottom, it was like 80 feet in the fucking air. If you whiff that, that's hospital flip right there.
Dude, I've hit. So I got actually a video on my YouTube channel of me hitting some like 9 to 12 foot jumps on a BMX bike.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't too hard because I practiced a lot and I really got into dirt jumps for a while. But I've taken the ramp off of a dirt bike, like a 2 or 3 foot jump, and I ate shit so hard. It's controlling the balance and
me and my brother used to jump. My mom has old pictures from her like sidekick or whatever. So where we were on our dead end street, on the opposite side of the main street, was also another dead end. But in it, there was like this culvert built up, like they were about to develop it. But then there was like this super steep ditch. So we'd go up and we'd try to top out like third gear and jump it. So we get like 9, 11 feet. But this is the thing, since we were so young, like we had no fear. We'd pop wheelies and shit, which I'd be kind of scared to now. Like I'd have to really ease back into that shit.
I could never do like constant wheelies.
No, I couldn't get constant. I could pop it up and ride it for like 20 feet, but like but I also grew up around dudes who were like 18 and had a lot bigger, better bikes and would just 6 gear rip them, and I'm like, that's amazing. No, but the thing is, so when we would jump this, it was no ramp on the other side, so we'd be landing on flat ground and you just fucking rack your nuts and you about break your ankle slipping off the peg.
Good God.
Yeah, those were the days when your like body could actually handle that shit. Yeah.
And you could get back up.
Yeah, that's what
That's the other thing. Like, as an adult, every time I wipe out, getting up takes longer.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, it was like I just bounced up, basically, like Scary Movie style. Where like they just fall out of the building and there's.
Well, dude, that's like when I showed you guys the video of me slipping and falling.
Yeah.
I just laid there for a minute. It wasn't even a bad fall. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna take a second.
Yeah.
Let's see this.
You're just like, fuck.
All right, it's only 37 seconds. I don't remember how great it was. I got a first-person view of it. I had a cell phone like duct taped to my chest, so it was real shitty.
That's good.
Ooh,
But
that's nice.
from the side, they're pretty damn tall. Don't really look like it, but I mean that fucking ramp was over the fucking top of me. They're a little, maybe they weren't that big now that I remember it, but
It always feels way
right.
bigger. It's more fun though when you're doing it. Like,
But I ate shit on one of these fucking ramps, fucking hardcore, and skinned my whole arm.
yeah, you're also wearing a fucking cutoff, bro.
Cause I was a fucking badass, dude.
Yeah, it's so funny to look back at like younger me's version of what I thought was badass.
Oh, it's so cringy.
And being like a tough guy.
Look at me in high school, dude. I had my fucking bandanas coming off my fucking jeans, dude.
Yes,
I started a trend with the emos. I was the king of the emos.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah.
though? Like, to be honest, like my style is still the same genre.
Yeah.
But it's just progressed further into like who I am.
It's a little more just adult version.
And honest. You
Yeah.
know? Like that's
Bro.
the other thing is like I'm not wearing a bunch of band t-shirts anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't give a fuck about those bands.
Yeah.
See, I'll
for the
still
most part.
wear mine, but that's because I can't afford new clothes. So
Dude, I've been wearing most of my clothes.
I'm still wearing
since,
half
like,
the clothes I got from Hot Topic.
dude, I've been wearing some of the clothes since like my freshman year.
I wear
like
some
I don't
of-
spend money on that shit.
Yeah, I wear some classics every now and then, like my super ripped up Black Sabbath shirt that I've had since like literally it was a hand me down from my brother, and I've had it since like the 6th grade. So I just like it because like history was made in that shirt.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah.
nostalgia tied to it, a lot of sentiment.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
yeah. So yeah, I did a lot of things in that shirt.
True.
So I like it, and it's also the original heavy metal band, and it's
It's
a concert
true.
shirt. So yeah.
No, like when I look back at the pictures, it's like before I even had a phone, my brother had a phone, and I told him, I'm like, take pictures of me real quick and throw them on Facebook for me. And the picture is me in a wife beater trying to puff my traps up just in front of a wall, and I thought that was badass. I thought it was cool. I was like, I look like fucking Vin Diesel right now, dude.
Dude, you thought that was badass. I dyed my hair black freshman year of high school.
I would love to see that.
I've got pictures, but the thing is
Fucking A, I should get on my Instagram.
it
I don't
didn't
want-
look good. And there was a point where I was like so into metal, like I started doing like eyeliner.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
I
sir.
just personally,
I never got that far.
I
with the
just personally
shit.
don't fit that style. So it looks This can sound bad, but it looked like when someone switches genders and doesn't fully commit.
Yeah.
Like,
It does.
like they didn't finish the like. This isn't good. This isn't a good example.
Great analogy. Anyway,
so this is
dig yourself out of this.
yeah, I'm gonna dig myself out of this hole real quick. It looked it looked bad. It looked like
Right.
this guy's kind of trying to be goth,
It's like a
but he shouldn't.
butch.
yeah.
He shouldn't.
Right.
Butch.
Like don't ever paint your fingernails. No.
Yeah,
I might
know.
paint my toenails though if I start getting petty just because of jujitsu.
Yeah.
No.
Well, like black, but not like pink or nothing. Like, because we have people that do that.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
not. It's not like a feminine thing. It's just to show that, like, yeah, I take care of my nails.
Yeah.
So when you roll with me,
That does actually matter a lot in that community. But I would clear coat my shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I worry about my toes just because like it is so like you're so susceptible to getting like toe fungus on your nails and like my dad does and like pretty much no one escapes it throughout old age.
yeah,
So like I have a brush in my shower.
yeah,
Especially like
bush
cuz
brush,
what
yeah.
I do for work right now, like there's tons of moisture. I'm dropping like grease and shit. And of course I'm a dumbass, so the shoes that I wear are like a net, like they're not sealed, they're not
Gotcha.
waterproof.
Yeah,
Right.
So like I gotta keep up with that. But yeah, I know what you're saying with that because
it's
also
just
like
a hygiene thing.
Yeah.
And like no dudes like show up like with like kittens on their toenails.
Hello
like
Kitty
it's
and
usually
shit.
like if any, like it's like black paint, and it's also to like complement their like ankle tats as well. Because a lot of dudes are tatted the fuck up.
Dude, yeah.
you should rock in with some like toe rings.
If you know what, if I do get no,
Some toe rings.
you're gonna get a broken toe if you roll with toe rings.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have right now, which is fun.
A broken toe.
Well, yeah, it's just like a little crooked. I got it taped up, but we're good.
Yeah.
I'm going back tomorrow.
I
I'm listening to my instructor, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going in.
My peak
Dude,
is
bro.
I'm gonna show up, injured or not, and if I have to sit out, I'll sit out. But I'm getting my attendance points.
yeah.
That's. I didn't know that like just attendance.
Your ego
points-
has been affected, and now you're like, nah, I now want to do this.
Well, it's not that I didn't want to do it before. It was that I didn't realize that you could just show up and be injured and just sit on the side and watch
Yeah,
and get
no.
your attendance points. I was like, I don't want to blame anybody because like that is in all like essence my fault that I didn't
No.
know that. But like, I didn't know that.
It's like showing up for class and you sleep through the whole fucking lecture. You still went.
Yeah, I
Still
still
got
got
attendance.
attendance points.
They did that when we played football through high school. It's like even if you like, because I broke my thumb during the first scrimmage
Yeah.
game, and they said just show up, pay attention, so when you're ready to go back in, you're ready to go.
Yeah, and like,
So-
duh, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And
and
also
they
shows
just
support for the team.
right. But what I chose to do instead was put my energy elsewhere, and
Right.
like while I was injured, I decided to hang out with friends more, or like commit to
Work on your book.
more
maybe.
time. Yeah, my book, more time with my girlfriend. Definitely a lot of video games.
But that was
Wasted
probably
time.
like good in its own sense because you had kind of put those things on the back burner too for a while.
Sure, but I had so many injuries in the past 2 years that like I've probably only shown up to like a little over half a year.
Yeah.
Probably close to a full year's worth of
I got a good
classes.
analogy for this. I don't know if
Yeah.
analogy is the right word, but it's
Also job
similar-
switching.
Similar to like if someone who would train in the gym 3 times a week opposed to someone who only 3 times a week for an hour and a half opposed to someone who does 4 or 5 times a week for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, the guy who's doing the shorter workout more often is getting more volume, more time in at the end of the year than
Yeah.
the guy is that's only doing the 3 big workouts, you know.
Yeah.
So you don't
That's how I live my life, like at the gym, like working out. Like I don't. Every now and then I go for a long, hard one, but it's like
yeah.
I'm not trying to get huge anymore, so I'm just like going to maintain.
Yeah, my goal right now is to be just functional in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And whatever that is. Because right now in jiu-jitsu, I'm worried about more mobility work, keeping my joints healthy.
Yeah.
And keeping my like weight at a manageable level to where like my belly fat doesn't get in my way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
And I'm not saying I am fat, but I'm definitely getting more fit than I was.
Go bite it.
You bite it,
No, I'm good. I'll pass.
motherfucker.
That's about the right size too for you.
Yeah. So.
I like this place.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm finding out like how I can attribute to being like more committed and working around that, because
that's why I want to start. That's why I've like put it off too, because at least for a while my job. I was worried about getting hurt.
You need stability.
Well, yeah, I need stability, so I want to find a new job. Which at this point, even if I go back to construction and shit, I'll have a higher position probably than like I could probably get hurt and still do my job, like if I tweak my knee or something.
Yeah.
But like I really want the fucking discipline. Like I want to be a more disciplined individual. Like that's why I hang out with my brother all the time. Like he's so disciplined. He's in grad school. He's getting a doctorate right now. And like we're on the same page about a lot of the same shit. I've just half-assed my discipline for the longest time now.
I just don't understand why I'm so much more athletic as an adult than I was when I was in my teens.
I was a fat kid growing up. I refused to eat healthy, all this shit. And then I get older, I'm like, I want to do this.
I was doing like a lot of things I shouldn't have been doing.
Right.
And then I noticed that too, where like I got sick and I was like, I'm sick because of what I'm doing, not because like I happen to get sick. Because if I wasn't doing these things, if I wasn't destroying my immune system constantly, same thing when I was like drinking, like, which especially for me, mentally was the worst part. Like not thinking straight, fucking the delay in my visual acuteness, and like
you just felt like a dummy all the time.
Yeah,
you
I just felt toasted. Yeah, we're rolling.
I mean, it's such a weird thing. Like I don't want to be afraid of drinking. I want to be able to drink.
Yeah,
I just wanted to quit the everyday binging.
Yeah.
So last night, now I will say yes, I'm 2 weeks sober, but I'm not going to count last night. Me and Luke, we bought a 6-pack. I had 2. He had 2. Tyler had 2.
That's not.
I had 2 beers.
That's irresponsible. That's like a test on your own self. That's like me. Like
exactly.
Like I can't go buy the like bottle of vodka because if I fucking start drinking a bottle of vodka,
I'm gonna finish it.
Well, I got it here, and because this is also my problem is the next day I don't want it around because I already feel shame and guilt about it.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, fucking as long as I just don't buy that, it's like okay.
Right. And like I went home at 9:30. I could have totally gone to the liquor store, got more, but the last 2 days I was really craving it. And so I was just like, if I'm craving it, I'm going to have 1 or 2, control it. Like, I didn't want to be afraid of it. And now I think I've kind of got a rhythm, but it's only been 2 weeks. So
yeah.
I might save some money. And I'll be able to lose some of this beer fat.
I started saving money. Just because I was spending money on alcohol at periods of time, but then because I would just spend more money on bullshit while I was fucking...
Yeah, you'd wake up hungover like, McDouble and some large fries. Real good right now.
Yeah.
DoorDash delivery.
Never.
Dude, when I was sick, after I started recovering, fucking 4 cheeseburgers, large fry, Dr. Pepper every day for like 5 days.
Yeah, that's not good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I also have been kind of going through a similar battle with weed.
Right.
It's
same, because ever since I quit drinking, now I'm like, I want to smoke weed to help me get through it.
Right. But with me, it's a little bit different. It's just how much weed can you smoke and like function. And I've definitely hit some walls, like working where I work.
Yeah.
And where I just kind of had to look at myself and be like, okay, yeah, but we also have these other goals that we got to get to. Like trying these strains is great. Being able to give people feedback's great. And I do genuinely enjoy it, but there's some points where I do get to the point where I'm like just super blasted. I'm by myself in my apartment, and then I just get anxious because I'm like,
so do you not
I have no one to
taste them
hang
at
out.
work?
Say what?
Do you not test them at work?
No.
So they give them you the samples to test at home?
Well, the thing is, we can't be given samples.
Yeah, you told me like the whole like 1 cent dealio.
Yeah, we have to sell things for a penny at least.
Yeah.
And you don't get like a buttload of samples all the time. A lot of the weed that I get, I buy.
Right.
Like pretty much 95% of what I get, I buy.
Is it part of your job to test it out?
It helps.
Okay.
It's more of one of those things where
Experience, like someone asks you a question about the strain. Well, I've already smoked it.
So I'm a salesman. So it's easier for me to try out all of the strains and give them my own review of it than to memorize every single little thing about other people's reviews. Because you also, and I don't know if my work would like to hear that, but whatever. Memorizing reviews sucks because I'm trying to memorize other things like the terpene content, the THC levels. Is it a hybrid? Is it an indica? Is it a sativa? Like these kind of things.
Pot has gotten pretty in-depth these days.
And then you also have like a lot of brands that release an indica dominant strain and they'll slap sativa on it and vice versa. So like there's a lot of research delved into before I sell something so that I can like basically make that patient feel at ease with what they're getting.
You know
because
what
people
you're doing
who don't like sativas fucking don't want one.
Yeah.
Because it gives them terrible anxiety.
Yeah.
And same with like vice versa. It's just how it goes.
Well, how long,
So-
you know, you remember like first started smoking pot when someone was like, yeah, it's a sativa. I was like, it's weed. Just give it to me, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and
But
some
now
people
it's
are like that.
yeah,
Weed
that's
in
fine.
Kansas,
That
you
is-
don't know what it is.
Right. So you kind of have your categories of consumers. Like you have
Well, people who are using it for
the
a
people
real.
who are like pretty much like using it because they've been doing it their whole life, right?
Yeah,
And-
recreational use.
yeah, and they don't
Like
really
me, I'll
give a
smoke
shit
whatever.
about strains. They just like weed, because for the most part, like they're not very sensitive to terpenes or THC levels. Like they
Yeah.
just kind of hits them vaguely the same every time they smoke it.
Right.
So you have those consumers. Those are easy people to deal with because they're just like, give me the
Best
fucking
bang
best
for the
shit
buck.
you got.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
how
like,
I
okay.
go into a dispensary. I'm like, most percentage, looks pretty, smells good.
Yeah. And so that's those guys, very easy. Then there's people that come in with like actual medical conditions. They're looking for a certain thing that'll
Yeah.
either like
High CBD, low THC, but still present.
yeah,
Something
and a lot
like
of people
that.
are afraid of CBD.
Is there any
Really?
strains that help with?
Hold on.
Sorry.
And then there's the category of people who don't know what they're talking about at all,
Yeah.
but they just think they do.
That's always fun.
Well, yeah. So, and those are the people who like to get they're I call them discount fishers.
Oh, really?
They like to come in and like make a scene so they can get a discount or like hustle you. Like they'll get back and they'll be like, "What's the deals for the week?" Which is a normal question.
Yeah.
That's a great question, asking me what the deals are for the week. And then after like they find out what they're in here for isn't for the deals for the week, they'll be like, "Think you could throw me a deal for this?" And I'm like, "No." And then they get upset. And I'm like, dude, I can't just throw you deals. We have a deal this week. That's what it is. That's what's on sale. And he's like, but what about this? I'm like, that's not on sale.
I
And
told you
so-
what the deals are, bro.
And this gets like, and I can't really get too into it because of like HIPAA violations and stuff. But like, I even had a guy try to return a sucker that he'd already sucked on.
No
right?
way, bro.
Once to try to get money for it. And I'm like, okay, well, you already sucked on this sucker. Like, and he's just like, well, it was a bad sucker. It
Didn't
tasted
taste
bad.
good.
There's just something wrong with it. And I'm like, okay,
it's got weed in
that's,
it, bro.
That's
It's got weed in it, bro.
yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, like that's a great concern. I'm glad you gave me some feedback on it, but unfortunately, I cannot legally do anything about this. Like, just don't buy the sucker next time. It wasn't
Yeah.
that much money. It was.
COVID.
Yeah, it was just a cheap little sucker. And I also told him, I was like, so let's say you buy a sucker at like Quick Trip or something, like on your way out,
Yeah.
and you didn't like the sucker. If you take that back, they're going to say the same thing to you that I just said.
No, it's
because
not like-
it's useless to them. They're like, okay, your sucker tasted bad.
Yeah.
That
You
was
bought
probably
it.
a bad one.
Yeah,
Like,
sorry, you bought it, though.
Sorry, brother.
Well, that's like
That's-
that happens at work too. So like someone will order a steak
They'll
and
eat it.
eat it. Or
They'll-
most of it,
yeah.
and then be like, "This is bad." And be like, "Well, you should have fucking said something as soon as you got it and cut into it, and then we will handle that." But
Mm-hmm.
if you eat like half or more of it, then we're at the point where you're trying to sucker us.
Mm-hmm.
And where is the point? Where is the point? Like at a restaurant, how much can you eat until it's like I want a refund?
Depends. I mean, they try to be really fair, even though, but it's like, I mean,
Customers
if you've
always
eaten-
right, you know. Whatever.
Yeah, I hate that. You have to kiss everybody's ass, especially like where I'm at, where it's like, It's money. It's not
high-end.
fucking McDonald's. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, someone spending like
$16 just for a 8-ounce steak, you know.
Yeah.
yeah, $60, and it's like, and that's not even including their bill, but it's like, but there are like the standard ways, like you're saying, where like someone will try to finagle you, and it's like you come across it often, but at the same time, like they'll bring
Yeah.
stuff, but also people don't even know what they like, so they'll ask for it cooked a certain way, and then they get it sent back, and it's like, well, that's exactly what they're asking for. So just
Yeah.
because you don't know what you actually were trying to ask for, that you're wrong, like in your, like how you want your steak cooked.
Yeah. So there's another type of discount fisher, and this is the one that bothers me above all. Like causing a scene, like I get it. Okay,
I-
you're trying simple stuff.
Listen here, Karen.
But one of the ones that bothers me the most is the spouses of veterans or active duty who try to use their spouse card for a military discount.
Right.
That shit pisses me off.
Doesn't work like that.
And that's the thing. That particular card is made, like, people don't know this, but these people get away with doing this all the time at a bunch of businesses, like
Really?
using it for veteran discounts. The card was created so that while you live on base with your spouse, you can use it to get discounts on commissary items.
Yeah, on base.
That is it.
Yeah, it's basically
That's
saying,
it.
hey, my husband's here too, so I belong here also.
Right.
Also.
Yes, because a lot of spouses have to end up living on base with their spouses,
Yeah.
which is fine. And I learned all of this actually as a bouncer back right before the pandemic. They told me to not let like the red cards that say relationship spouse in, like, because they showed me how to read the
yeah, it's
ID.
not free for them.
Yeah, it's not free for them, but they will try to get in. And so they do. They always
Make
make a scene.
Oh, yeah.
They always make a scene. Because they're like, hey, can you do a veteran discount? I'm like, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You have like a DD-214 or like an active...
Yeah, proper
like-
identification.
Yeah, proper identification so I can scan it in. They're like, yeah, cool. And they'll hand me the card and I'll read it. I'll be like, this is a spouse card. And they're like, yeah, my husband's active duty. I'm like, so you're not in the military?
Yeah.
And she goes, well,
My husband
no,
is.
but I'm married to somebody who's in the military. I'm like, that does not get you discounts. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And they're just like, well, Greenlight gave me discounts. I'm like, well, Greenlight doesn't have a dude at the front desk who used to work security
Yeah.
and knows what these cards are for. And so this happened one time with this lady. She gets into the back, hassles the other like lead that's there, and they give her the fucking discount.
Yeah, because they don't want to deal with the fucking
Yeah,
the
they don't wanna deal with the
confrontation.
bullshit.
Yeah. And so basically that happened. I went back there and I was like, hey, don't let her do that. And so she stopped coming, which is good because,
Yeah.
I mean,
There's other
corporate
look-
doesn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
But I basically, I just don't like people like that.
Yeah, I don't like people.
I'd
who-
rather you not buy from me. I would rather you go to Greenlight and get your discount
That's why. Yeah.
because I don't want to give you a discount for something I know is morally wrong.
Right. What's funny is my dad, every time I'm going to buy like car parts or truck parts, he's always like, hey, bring me with you. I'll let you use my discount card, my veteran discount. I'm like, I don't need it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's
and that's a little bit different because they're present.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. Like if she came in with her husband,
That'd be different.
well, no, because he would have to be the patient buying.
Right. He'd have to
But-
be able to buy it.
Because we
first.
would have to use his discount on his profile. But
Yeah.
that's different
That's just how it.
because
works.
that's him using his discount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That'd be like, well, this might be a bad analogy. Like if I got like a handicap pass, I can get a handicap pass, but I chose not to accept it because if you saw me get out a fucking car
yeah,
and the handicap pass, which would be for me in my name,
Right, for
because
your
of my
hip
hip,
and shit? Yeah.
for my hip surgery and shit. I don't need it. I'll
Yeah.
get it when I need it.
You look pretty able from what it seems like.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
It'd be
You're
just-
pretty good handicap.
Hell, I've
Yeah.
parked in a pregnant mother parking spot before.
You're one of those
I
guys.
also don't like parking at the front.
No,
I always park at the back of every parking lot I'm in.
yeah.
I do not like parking in the front.
Especially in your car.
If I see a
honestly.
close spot,
Yeah.
I'll go snag it. But I mean, really, it's
Any
like
car.
whatever's quickest.
Yeah.
any car, I don't like the front
Yeah.
because I just don't.
Everyone parks like
There's more
shit. I drive a
traffic.
truck.
Well, you end up taking more time when you park at the front because of dealing with
waiting,
foot traffic
Yeah, waiting on people.
and
Yeah.
like that like weird traffic at the front of every parking lot.
Yeah.
So parking in the back's better because you can just go straight to your car, load up, and then just leave, and there's no traffic around.
That's also
you.
the other thing. Like, I don't pussyfoot around. Like, when I walk, I have a fast-paced walk.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, I just always have. Probably because of our school, especially when I went to Novell. Like,
let's just have a goal.
Yeah. Like, I'm ready. I'm
you
ready.
have 30
to go.
seconds to go to your locker and take a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I have a general goal when I'm going to do something, and I'm not like there to be there all day. Which is another reason I don't like smoking and then going to the grocery store.
That's also
Dude,
why I don't like.
I did that the other day. I smoked a joint, and for some reason I thought it was a good idea to go into the Walmart to get something. Yeah, I was buying this USB extender, and I sat in line. I'm not fucking with you. 1 whole hour, stoned, sitting in line, waiting for a fuck cashier. 1 hour. It was the worst experience
You
of
don't
my
want to go
life.
to self-checkout?
No, the line was down to the frozen foods.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was so bad. I'm
Yeah,
not
you got to
kidding.
pick your times to go to Walmart,
Yeah.
too.
I went
That's
to
the
like
other thing.
Saturday in the middle of the day.
No, bad times.
That's the time.
I like having Wednesdays off so I can go to the grocery store on
that's always
Wednesday.
good.
Because when I go to
the issue with like working a 9-to-5 job is you can't go to any other 9-to-5 business because you're working a 9-to-5 job.
Oh yeah, I know.
So you got to ask off work and shit. Fuck.
Yeah, that's why I have
I need to go chat with my mama real quick. I'll be right back.
my days of unavailability are Sunday and Wednesday for that specific reason.
Yeah.
Because I don't go grocery shopping on Sunday. That's the worst time to go.
Well, that's the only benefit about my job, really, is that like I can go on at Tuesday at 1 in the afternoon. Not much going on, which still a lot of people there. You know what I mean? But it's not like a madhouse zoo where you gotta fucking wait. I'm not in the. That's like also don't go shopping with other people because I have like a plan.
Yeah, and like it is. It's always unless I'm sober. Like it's always too awkward to go with someone else.
I was chilling at my brother's place and I was planning on getting. I knew I didn't have much food at home and I was like, I'll stop and get Chipotle. And they were smoking and I was like, nah, I'm good. And at the end, I took like a puff or two and I was like, fuck it. And then on my way home, the anxiety set in and I was just like, I just want to be home now. And then I got home, I was like, I just wish I didn't take the 2 puffs so I could have gotten food. But it really killed my desire to stop and go be around people. So.
Well, it makes you more awkward too when it comes to like getting in line, like when you're stoned.
Yeah, you don't even. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, and then other people around you, like they kind of sense that you feel awkward.
Yeah.
And then like they notice. Like they're like, "What's this guy about to do?" And it's like nothing. I'm just anxious.
It's like the day we went to that Chipotle that one time.
That was a little bit. That was obvious.
Well, yeah, and I was much more like that's what's weird about now is I was more conditioned.
Yeah.
Like I was cool with it, but now I'm like back to a place where like I smoke so little.
Yeah.
So much less than I used to that it's like.
Well, that's where I was at that point in time.
No, yeah, I know.
Which is why I ordered. Black rice and brown beans. My Chipotle
like
burrito.
3 times.
3 separate times trying to say brown rice and black beans.
To someone that you knew but hadn't seen in like 2
Black rice,
years or
brown
some
beans.
shit.
Yeah, that was probably my most like embarrassing public memory, which is good.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
That's
It's
good.
funny. You know what I mean?
It is. It's funny.
Like there's no.
So like yeah, out of all the embarrassing memories I could have picked to have in public, that's probably one of the better ones.
No.
It's just being a little too stoned ordering.
I'm just
Chipotle.
glad I could be there for it. As I laughed out loud the whole time.
Dude, the Chipotle like near my house right now in like KCMO is so awful. It's not that their food's bad, but you go like the customer service does not exist there.
Yeah.
Like they're rude to you. They get in fights with each other. Like in like like not like fist. I mean maybe. I've never seen it myself, but it wouldn't surprise me if they got into fist fights. But like, dude, these guys yell at each other, call each other out, like in the line. Like once it gets busy, there is no camaraderie there.
Oh yeah, because they all have they can't handle the stress. Dude.
No, dude, and they really can't. Like
if you can't handle the stress, and then you start getting ticked off, it starts killing everybody's vibes.
So I did an online order there, and I was gonna go pick it up one night, and I went there about 10-15 minutes after I ordered it. I waited after that for like 30 more minutes in the lobby for them to get my online order correct while they're like yelling at each other, trying to handle a rush. And I'm like, dude, just squeeze in a ticket, squeeze in a person, squeeze in a ticket. Like there's a simple flow you can come up with to get these done. And so I just ended up saying to the cashier, I was like, hey, can I like jump in line and act as if I'm not an online order?
Yeah,
and then
cancel my online order. Let me just jump in line.
And then you just have my receipt and like make it as I'm in front of you. And she's like, that's just not how online orders work. And I'm like, okay, well, can you just do it then? Because I've been here for 30 minutes now.
And I ordered this shit.
And like I've seen like 3 lines worth of people just move through here.
Yeah. Yours was in before theirs.
Yeah. So these people are like calling each other out for taking food home, like not doing stuff correctly, and like it was so bad. This is a Yelp review right now, by the way, Chipotle. I hope you hear this.
Which location? Call out that location.
It's fucking 75th and Wernal.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like literally,
that
yeah. Yeah, 75th and Wernal, or however you say it. I live there. Everybody says it differently because it doesn't make sense as a word.
Wernal.
It's named after John Wernal. I'm pretty sure he owned slaves. Whatever.
Fuck.
So, yeah.
Great.
That's just quick dismissive, like of that guy. I don't know. Maybe you should Google it. I don't know. Like maybe. But anyway. Bad service.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Well, that's what sucks too. Is like I work around people like that too. My boss actually.
Yeah.
He'll get in a bad fucking mood over like. Because he has to deal with shit like people call in or whatever, so he's short-staffed. He has to handle shit, and it's like, all right, man, we're all still here. We still have to do this shit. Like, let's not like throw a fucking apron down and be like, fuck this fucking place and everybody that works here, and be like, hey, dude, you
That's
just killed my fucking vibe. Like, I'm not happy to be here, and I'm not happy that we have to deal with what we have to, and we're like kind of high stress and fast paced right now.
That's restaurants, man.
But
everywhere.
Also, that's why I hate it.
I know
so much. But it's
so
like,
much negativity.
But I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, fuck this. Like, just if anything, go quiet. We still communicate. Like, it's very like the communication is down to simple, like simplistic verbal requests.
Mm-hmm.
And if like the people calling tickets out and stuff, you just say heard. Just acknowledge that. Like acknowledge that you heard what I am telling you that you need.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to ask you again about it.
Well, like, even where I work, where it's just like, we sell weed, bro.
Yeah. It's like, it's not that serious.
And even where I work, like, sometimes, like, bud tenders will get worked up about things. Like, sometimes it's in front of patients, and I have to nip it in the butt. So, like, I've had to, like, basically instill in my location like it's an unofficial policy, but it's that not in front of patients policy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're like stressed about something, like, and you need to vent, either like go into the back and like just talk it out with somebody, or wait until like the bud room's empty so you can just talk to me about it. And because like a lot of the times it's something that doesn't need to come off that way.
No.
Like, it's just like, hold on, man. Let's calm down. This is not a high stress environment. It gets a little stressful when it's busy, sure.
Yeah.
But like we're selling weed.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
That's like I've controlled my temper a lot too since I left construction, because the people I was around, like, we all
was I right?
We're comfortable.
I was right, wasn't I?
No, he was not a slave owner. He worked for both sides, the Confederate and the Union.
Oh, okay.
And he just
farmed.
He was a pioneer of
cool.
Kansas City and Westport.
Go down. I think I saw something about servants. Down, more. Other residents.
Unnamed slaves.
Unnamed slaves.
6.
Oh, okay, yeah, he owned about up 4 slaves.
Yeah.
4, 6.
So.
Orphans.
He was one of the better ones.
No. I was trying to hold my tongue and be like, well, that's not, but it is still.
Yeah, it looks like Santa Claus.
People. No, John Brown still would have killed him.
Yeah. As he should have been.
Yeah.
That would have been a nice head up on a fucking steak.
Yep. John Brown would have killed him. I don't like him. That's
Yep.
what I'm unofficially going off of right there.
Yeah.
I don't know who all. Right. I've heard there was some collateral, but probably.
Hey.
John Brown definitely killed some people that weren't guilty.
Yeah.
But like,
that's cool.
He thought they were.
I'm John motherfucking Brown, motherfucker.
In those days, like, you can't fact check everything.
Right.
You had a horse, some men if you're lucky.
It was all based off hearsay.
And you ride. and that's how you get news.
You're looking for a guy in a brown hat and a white shirt. He's racist. Go kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like a wanted poster. It's like, you think the sketch was coming up with like that picturesque fucking version of you?
No.
Next thing you know, you're like getting shot, and then there's a wanted poster. Like, I mean, it looks like me, but it's not me. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like Django Unchained type shit.
Yeah. No, it's just Back then, it was like,
sorry, son. I know I just killed your dad in front of you, but he's on this wanted poster.
Yeah, wanted dead or alive. Yeah. And I just figured.
And Dead or Alive was like, he might have stole a dude's horse.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, well, maybe we didn't need to kill him. But
yeah, it was the American frontier. We had a lot of shit to figure out, and we did.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not.
Let's talk about the Oregon Trail, dude. Fuck.
I know. Let's not talk about the Oregon Trail.
It's racist.
Dude, hey, I have gone over Grindr with one of the gay dudes at work. Sure. So he was showing it to me for fun. It's gnarly. One, it's not like Tinder setup. Like it's not swiping and shit. You just scroll through the whole bunch of local people, and it'll tell you like literally how far someone is to the foot. He goes, I've been in a grocery store and looked at it, and it's like 27 feet away. There's another person.
That's weird.
But we talk about it because it's funny, the dynamic of like dude to dude versus dude to girl. And it's like, gay dudes, they're gay dudes. They're still dudes. Yeah. So it's like a really
it's an aggressive world.
And like grimy lifestyle. And like
that's why it's called Grindr.
Yeah. Yeah. And like the gay dude at work is like more of an upstanding guy, like a little less aggressive and like just down for the vulgar grimy shit.
Right.
So I was like, because I joked to him, I'm like, it must be so much easier to be gay. And like, because you already know how to deal with dudes. He's like, no. It's not like that. He goes, there's still a huge spectrum of gay, and like he's like, and most dudes just want to like smoke meth and suck and fuck. And I was like, yeah, that is huge in the gay community too. He's like, no, it's a problem, like even here.
Yeah,
like I knew that in California and shit. I was like, interesting. Well, good luck, brother. thanks for showing me behind the curtain a little bit.
And we're not saying all gay people smoke meth.
No, that's
not what we're saying.
All the gay people I know don't, but that's, I guess, a problem is like 40, 50% probably do.
Wow, that's a lot.
Well, I guess... I guess it's just because they just want to ride it out for 2 days and just go deep on a weekend.
Well, you got to also think, like, there's a little bit of balance when like a dude chases a chick, because like the chick isn't usually down for the aggressive nature.
Yeah.
So like dudes calm down.
Yeah.
And there's like a little bit of balance there.
No,
but when you got two alphas trying to butt fuck each other in a room, it gets.
Well, it's also just more like the dynamic of like what do they want to do? Like, so like for him, he wants to find a relationship. Finding a relationship for him is like actually really difficult. Not that it's not for us. It's just I always kind of just assumed it would be easier.
Well, on average, dudes just kind of want to bang.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
and that's why it makes it more difficult.
Yeah, he's like, I'm tired. He's like, I don't want to just hook up with random dudes. Anymore. Like, probably had that phase at some point, but he's like, yeah, but now it's just like.
This fucking guy.
Dude, Grindr's definitely on your fucking page, bro. Yeah.
Dude.
Look at that. What's that carrot do? Yeah.
He's sucking off a carrot off screen.
Ass to mouth right there. Is it?
Yeah, I can see
He's on screen. He's just over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, dudes are aggressive.
Anyway, we'll move on.
Dudes are aggressive. So that's why Grindr's set up the way it is. Well, that wraps us up today on our show Between Two Dudes. So thanks for tuning in this week. We worked on the studio a lot, so we're just trying to make the show even better than before, and I think we will. We're coming out with some content soon. Stay tuned. We're about to drop a little fight sequence. And let's see. Plugs. I'm going to start. You can find me on Instagram. This is Grant's page. That's my page name. And then you can also find me on YouTube, Rivermouth Official. And that's pretty much all I want you to see. So, next.
Yeah, hey, I'm Dylan. You can find me on Instagram at DJ Dilly. That is the only social media that I currently have. I don't want any of the other bullshit.
And Pornhub.
So, yeah, well, one of these days, maybe. I'll throw my third nipple up on there, see how many views it gets. But
Get you an OnlyFans for your third nipple.
Does have a third nipple. It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
James?
Maybe that'll be our next content video. It'll be actually like their big reveal. Checking out, I'll grow my body hair.
It's not big reveal now, is it?
No, it's not. But
James.
to see it, it's still always a special moment.
Next.
My name is James. If you so happen to want to find me, I've been doing a lot of photography shit, been doing a lot of videography, whatnot. Be posting it on the YouTube channel. You can find me at James Riley Fisher. That's my name. Don't wear it out.
Like, subscribe, share.
Like, subscribe.
Between two dudes.
Between two dudes.
Out.
Let's just keep this between us.
Between us dudes.
Agreed.
All right.
Cut.
Bye.
It's a wrap. Were we recording? Yeah.